Me. Alrighty. Got my tea. Got my everything looks like it's working right. Amazon's queued up. Teleparty's working. Don't know why that's set to that. Alrighty. Let's see here. Where are we? Okay, that's weird. I don't know why it does that. That's not very helpful. Huh. Oh, that's kind of neat. All right. Always learning something new. All right. Let's go ahead and get this intro going, huh? Greetings, Stacy Morsels. This is Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to the channel. Finally getting into season 5 of The Expanse. One of my favorite shows. One of my favorite adaptations of anything ever. And yeah, it's been a minute. Not on purpose. You know how things are with my weird brain and just how life gets me. But we're finally here. Season 4 ended with set up for some very, very bad things. Marco Inaros pulled the trigger on something, and this season I expect that to be a very pretty much what the entire thing's about, like the fallout, quite literally, from what he did. Uh, Avasarala has been sidelined, so her abilities to dig into things are going to be a little limited. Be interesting to see how they play with that. Bobbie has uncovered quite a lot about the fact that Mars is involved somehow, and so she and Avasarala are going to try to, run that to ground. I don't know if they're going to involve the other party that was part of that storyline in the book. I'm not going to say anything in case they do, in case you guys haven't read it. But it would be logical and natural to involve the other person. So I'm just curious to see what they do there. And just to watch everybody trying to hunt down Marco and get ahead of what he's got planned. Also, I'm wondering if how many episodes into this season we're finally going to hear the word Laconia. Been waiting for that one. But yeah, without further ado, I already pinned the a comment in chat about the Teleparty link. Teleparty, for those of you who don't know, is a browser extension created originally by Netflix, but it works with a whole bunch of different streaming services to facilitate watch parties. Just makes it very easy for you to stay synced with me. So all you do is click on the link there. If you don't already have it, add it as a browser extension. Add it real quick. Doesn't take very long to do. It's very easy to use. Has had a few issues early on, but it seems like they've mostly ironed those out, so it should work pretty fine. But in case you don't want to use it, or if you would prefer something different, I also have timer, which you go and pop that on screen. Starts at 30 seconds for a countdown, and then starts counting up. That should help you stay synced. And in case that's not enough as well, there will be a video preview behind me. It will be audio free to keep the channel from being destroyed by the copyright demons. But the video has in the past been more than enough for people to stay synced with. But yeah, let me know if there are any weird problems with the stream tonight, because sometimes things happen and I don't always notice them. But chat is right in front of me, so I'm not going to be monitoring it constantly because, trying to actually watch the show. But I do check it from time to time, so I'm likely to see something there if you throw it in chat. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's get that countdown going. All right. And remember, you press play when it hits 0. I forgot this shirt has a actual tag in it. Dang it. I'm gonna tear that thing out. I hate it when there's a tag in my shirt. All I can feel it constantly. Oh, and do not skip the recaps because that will take your timing off of my timing if you're using the timer. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see some stuff we're going to be getting into. Who else? Yeah. Oh, boy. Yep, yep, yep. Calling back. Oh, my goodness. We're going to follow each one. Rock number 9, iron nickel core. Oh, boy. 21 megatons. Yep. Orbital mechanics. We're following it through the whole system. Picking up momentum from slingshotting the sun. Oh, oh, I wonder was this part of the plan too, actually, having it break up as it goes around the sun. Or if that was a miscalculation. Going past Mars, I think. Oh no, it's Venus. Okay, never mind. Did they just notice it? Oh my god. That's frustrating. It's a classic example of dramatic irony. Or is this situation? No, I think it's dramatic irony. Could be situational too, though. I'm trying to remember what constitutes situational. But they have all the information they need to figure out what we already know as the audience. But it it's outside of their thinking, so they just can't conceive of what's actually happening right now. Are they coming under attack to keep them from sounding an alarm? Yep. I think this is all new for the show, so I have literally no idea what's going to happen. Well, I mean, I have some idea what's going to happen because they're here to They're here to tie up loose ends, so obviously they're going to kill these people. We're making sure that we understand that Philip is not just some innocent bystander. He's an active participant in what his father is doing. I mean, sure, we saw him at the bombing in Mars and everything, but this was much more direct. Even though they made sure that we still didn't get him actually pulling the trigger. But I would say same difference, really. It'd be interesting to see how they handle his character. Also, nicely fills in some of the gaps to explain how they were able to pull this off. Oh, so was it SEMA? Wow. Okay, yeah, we're definitely filling in some stuff about Philip, what kind of person he ultimately is at this point. Mm. I tell you, one of the things I love about this adaptation is when they make changes, they're, they're very smart. They you can see that they're very deliberate, and you can see what they do for the story. Oh, new stuff in the opening. Seeing Luna for the first time, I think. Okay, that's clever. They're making sure to include lots of asteroids in a lot of the shots. Stuff going through the ring. I'm surprised they don't include a shot of the adversary in the opening. Alrighty. 170 days, or 70-ish days since the launch. I love how they do sound in space in this show. It's like they still give us a little bit of sound just to keep things interesting, but they always make sure the sounds are extremely muted, except for like certain things that punctuate stuff. All right, a lot of cargo boxes or crates. Remember when Fred told them they wouldn't be welcome at Tycho anymore? Here they are there again, getting repairs. Like they're home away from home. All right, so new character. Oh, nice. Spending some of that Amazon money showing us people walking on the ceiling. Okay. All right. See what we're setting up. That's what's his face? I wonder how they synchronized everybody's jolting for that. Because obviously they're not really on a Wonkavator. It's like they've redesigned the sets for Tycho. Yeah, I'm not sure how happy you're going to be in a minute, Naomi. He's very much Marco's son. Love how they constantly remind us of Holden's need to take cancer meds. All of a sudden, Miller shows up. How funny would that be? Still keeping secrets from each other. Oh, so everybody calls them the Builders now. Nice. Lazy Songbird. This is gonna be all right. So Amos's storyline kicks off. I mean, if you do, you do. People snore. Interesting how they assumed he should be in first class. Amos, stop being a dick. I mean, I don't like it when people snore either, but for crying out loud, people can't control their snoring. Oh, shakedown. That's means this dude doesn't need to breathe for 2 minutes. I doubt there's anybody in the entire belt who has not heard of the Rocinante at this point. Those guys are bluffing hard. But you just spoke for them, man. You just put them in a situation. He's carrying around Mercury's bag. Put his name on it. Hmm. Just gonna go ahead and get the party started. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. I have a feeling this might be a stand-in for another scene in the book, and if it is, it's gonna be really brutal. Wow, they cut away from it. I'm actually genuinely surprised at the restraint they just showed. Oh, okay, no, we're getting it in flashbacks. Okay. I wonder if this means we're getting the elevator later. That's why I don't like fighting. Because when you get into a fight, you have to accept the possibility that either you're going to kill someone or they're going to kill you. And that's like a huge weight to accept, you know? I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand that fighting very often ends in someone dying. Well, she just finds him. I'm guessing her news story senses are tingling again. I know, I was there. Everything you do is on the record. You know, I actually do think she is a proper reporter. You know what I mean? Like a classic investigative reporter. She just wants to find the truth and get it out there. Oh man, wouldn't it be great if we had more of those in our modern world? Everybody's hair looks really good this season. She down on her luck or something right now? Kind of weird that she actually ate his leftovers. Up, there we go. Ah, Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. Hey, the Razorback. Okay, so, yep. So here comes Alex. I love how they still have to try to like rub it in with the Rocinante. They're still salty about that. Oh, that was interesting. Call Bobbie instead of his wife and kid. Oh, ex-wife and kid. Wow. She went and got her old armor back. All right, Bobbie, are you trying to ferret some stuff out or hmm. Wow. I tell you, the there are times when you can really see budget increases on screen. This season I can see it. Talking Avasarala. It's a good thing Avasarala is from an extremely wealthy family. She has a lot of money to use to finance this. I'm James motherfucking Holden. Yes. Ooh. Oh, just know where it's going. The void bullet. Okay. I think we're changing some of the mechanics a little, but makes it more accessible to an audience, I guess. Because there's some very esoteric stuff in the books. You would think after as much as Holden has gone through, he would have earned just a little bit of just trust me, bro, from people. Oh, I know what's coming. Yeah, the Belter Navy. I mean, the sad thing is, I mean, Fred's not wrong, really. Things will change, but evolution takes a very long time. Matt, you and my mom both share that sentiment. I think she still can't stand Holden. Well, that's not true. I think she's okay with him now, but she probably would still punch him or slap him at least. And that's a good life. Hmm. Yeah, but Fred, you should take that advice too, bud. I mean, all the stuff you're doing is also basically you not letting go of responsibility for the rest of the world. Hot kettle. Wow. How much Mars has changed. All the ads used to be about doing your part to terraform Mars. Now it's all leave Mars. Yep, Mars is dying. So used to seeing all of our crew in their space jumpers that seeing them in civvies is weird. Like they just look strange. Is the pompadour in style throughout the system right now? Because everybody seems to have like a version of the pompadour. Okay, I just got to get this out of the way real quick. But Alex's wife is really, really, really pretty. Like really pretty. Hopefully, the truth, whatever it is. Facts. Big facts. Oh, Esai's wife. Yeah, she is. She's a better Martian than you know. Just realized I forgot to turn my phone and my watch off. God damn it. I wish I hadn't looked at my phone screen and saw a bunch of bullshit about the orange Hitler and his freaking Nazis. Oh, come on, Melis. You can say you love him too. Yeah, Matt, if you're still in the chat, season 5 should be a doozy. Knowing the the stuff that happens in this part of the book series. Woo! Oh, Mars and this weird obsession with the US West. Oh my god, that guy had a cowboy hat with neon on it. That's how you know it's the future. Noodles and neon. I think all beer tastes like shit, so I look like that whenever I drink beer. Mm. Yeah, both of you guys' lives have completely fallen apart, huh? Yeah, yeah. Bobbie, Bobbie's lost a lot of optimism lately. Time for some conversations. All right, there we go. So she's not going to keep it from him. That's good. These two cannot go back to keeping secrets from each other. They'll know you're there. Yeah, there it is. This is something she feels she has to do herself. And that's got to be the hardest thing in the world right there. Was that old saying, though? If you love somebody, let them go. Different context, obviously, but still same kind of sentiment. All right, so Amos arriving at Luna base, I guess. Oh, love what Clinton Shorter's doing with the music right now. It's very like Blade Runner ish. And yes, I know you can't hear it because I've got the audio turned off so the copyright demons don't get us. But if you're watching along, you know what I'm talking about. One day we'll have a real base on the moon. Unfortunately, the only reason it's going to happen is because people are going to be wanting to mine helium 3. Okay, seriously, what did they do to get everybody to jolt in unison? Did they have them all stand on like a little treadmill or something, and then just like do this or something? That was really cool. That was really cool. If they did that practically, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna have to look up how they did that. Well, then you should have said so. I mean, I'd be the same way. Like, like if you're from certain places and everything, if obvious police officers or security people just walk right up to you and say your name, you're gonna think you're in trouble. She does. She always looks amazing. Yep. uh, I love it whenever they do the low G effects on drinks. Yeah. She literally put you in charge of doing the thing you hate. You tried to stop her from doing. Don't intend to. They were thorough, but not as thorough as they needed to be. Chetsamoika. I wonder if she secured her passage by offering to sort of temporarily crew up. I probably would have sent that message before leaving, just so that there wouldn't be any issues with transmissions. We're not sent it, but you know what I mean. Like, what? What just happened? Everything got super quiet. Man, secure your shit. As many times as these guys have had problems because of stuff floating around in zero G, they still don't secure all their shit. Mm. Yep. Recognize the signs of a city in decline. Go to the mall and all the stuff is shuttered up. Everything must go. No reasonable offer refused. It's become. I'm gonna get so much shit from some of my friends for saying this, but it's becoming like Baltimore. Augustin Gamara, 516 souls. Augustin Gamara was the ship that Naomi helped him destroy, wasn't it? Cutting right to one of the rocks. Yeah, tell people that all the time. There is strength in being underestimated. Alrighty. Well, episode one definitely got all our pieces set back up. Can see the storylines beginning to unfold. We got Amos heading back to Baltimore. Gonna put some affairs in order. We've got Naomi heading off into the belt to well, heading to Palace, I should say, Palace Station to try and rescue her son. And obviously, as we saw a few examples of in this episode and following on from last season, Philip might not want to be saved. He might not be someone who views himself as needing saving. I would say that he seems very much to have fully embraced his father's way of thinking and a lot of his father's ways of acting. So Naomi may be in for a rude awakening when she when she finds Philip. It's also reasonable to assume that several people will observe Naomi's actions and realize where she's going, what she's planning to do, and so probably won't be a surprise to, at least not to Marco when she shows up. We've got the revelation that Fred and Dawes are working on protomolecule research. I think that's a little different from the books. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Holden knew that specifically was going on at this point. But they need a bridge to some other things for later. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything. And we've got what's happening on Mars. So Alex has arrived. So we're getting him, starting to kind of fold him into the happenings on Mars. And obviously we've got Bobbie's investigation that is ongoing. It seemed like they were trying for some reason to not just come right out and say that she's getting funding from Avasarala. Obviously she is. And in order to try and run down the people behind this sort of like illicit trade in random military equipment and such that's going on Mars. We did not hear the word Laconia, but I'm sure we're going to hear that soon. And we got some discussion about the void bullet. I wasn't expecting them to actually try to get into the metaphysics of how it worked. The metaphysics for the show is definitely a little different, I think, than from the books. There's a more active component in how it functions in the show, which I think is designed to sort of just make it easier to understand for the audience, because otherwise you have to probably either leave it 100% mysterious, which is honestly what I would have done, or you have to get into some really weird like metaphysics to explain it. This kind of it does a good job of balancing the two, you know what I mean? But yeah, nice strong opener. It got us back to where we needed to be without, you know, getting bogged down in a bunch of exposition. The exposition that did happen was very natural, and yeah, just told us everybody's starting points, and now we get to see where they go. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments. Obviously, as always, I will always do my blanket spoiler thing. Make sure if you want to talk about stuff that hasn't happened yet in the show or that happens in the books, use a spoiler warning and at least 5 or 6 lines of empty space or whatever, so people have to click show more to see what you're talking about. That way, surprises stay surprising. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and watch the next episode. As always, do your best to stay safe and be well, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, wrong thing. All right, so obviously the live stream is continuing. We are watching episode 2 tonight as well. I'm going to go ahead and get that queued up. Teleparty link will stay the same. Oh. This episode is entitled The Churn. Okay. Or just Churn, but I still haven't read that novella. I know some of the stuff that happens in it, but like I still haven't read it, and I really should read that at some point. Let's see. Did not miss anything in chat, so how's everybody doing tonight anyway? See what we got in the chat. Just me at the moment, apparently. Well, I don't know, I guess it just shows people who are actually talking. Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure everything is queued. I think everything is. And get an intro going. Greetings, Tasty Morsels. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 2 of the 5th season of The Expanse. This episode is entitled Churn. That title comes from the novella by the same name that deals with Amos's backstory. I have not read that novella yet, but I know of it. I've read like a synopsis of it a long time ago. At some point I will read it too, because I think it's only like 70 pages or 100 and something pages. So something I can easily read in a lazy afternoon, but just haven't gotten around to it. But Amos obviously is a very interesting character, very interesting backstory. He grew up in a city that is a stone's throw away from where I grew up, and a similar rough kind of urban environment. Um, I remember when we first found out that Amos came from the rough streets of Baltimore. I kind of laughed. Like I think it was what season one, where he mentions like the only way to leave Baltimore is to die. And I was like, it's funny. Baltimore is still the same 280 years in the future or whatever. But I kid. Baltimore. I mean, I don't know. So where I grew up, Baltimore's not really any different from where I grew up. So like, yeah, it's bad, but it's like I don't know. It's like I think I think people who grew up in the suburbs would view it as much worse than how I would view it, if that makes sense. Um, it is experiencing some pretty rough times right now, though. But I mean, where isn't really? Anywho, stop talking about Baltimore. Great places to visit, though. There's some really nice stuff there. I used to go there for. You guys are familiar with Otakon. I used to go there for Otakon down at the waterfront. It's a pretty nice area. But then you go, if you were to walk, say like a good 15 minutes in either direction, you'd be in some of the rougher areas, just pretty much like that. That's how a lot of cities are. Like in DC, DC was like that's where I grew up in. DC is like there are places in DC where you can literally stand in the middle of the road, look to one side of the street, and you have like these like expensive houses and nice restaurants, hotels. Look to the other side of the street, you literally are looking at the projects. Oh, I just realized I still have the timer running from the previous episode. Probably turn that off, eh? Anyway, oh, that's gonna be in my intro. That's funny. Yeah, live television, guys. Um, where was I going? I don't know. Anywho, we have mostly, I guess, Amos's story that we're going to be dealing with this episode, but I also expect us to touch on what's going on Mars, because the Mars plot and the Marco Inaros plot, which are kind of very closely tied together, should make pretty much our overarching plot of the season. Um, and I expect us to check in with Naomi here and there until we get into the meat of her story, which I don't expect to happen yet. But who knows? I mean, I didn't write the damn thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and bring the timer back up. So for those of you who are following in the live stream, there is a teleparty link that's already been added to chat. It's the pinned comment. It's just a Netflix created browser extension that works with a lot of streaming platforms that just lets you easily sync with me. So if you don't already have it installed in your browser, install it real quick, and then just follow the link in chat, hit the little red TP logo, and it should queue you right up to where I am, which is 0. Alternatively, as you can see on the screen right now, there is a timer which will count down from 30. You hit play when it hits 0, then it'll start counting up and just should help you stay synced. But there will also be a video preview behind me without audio so that we don't get hit by copyright demon magic, which should also help you stay synced. Good? Yeah? We're good? All right. So let's get the show on the road. Hi out there in chat. Oh, I just realized. Oh, we might get the elevator. Oh wait, no, it's probably too soon for the elevator. Man, that scene was so fucked up in the book. Remember, do not skip the recaps or anything, if there are any. Got our Laurel floating around. Okay, so this ship got wrecked. Okay, distress call. Okay, we got a drive plume, so we got someone deaccelerating towards this. Okay. I've forgotten all about Drummer. That's right, she quit as commander of Medina Station. So is she out here doing anti-pirate activity now, or is she out here hunting down whoever killed Ashford? Okay, so she became a pirate. It's always interesting trying to figure out what's going on with Drummer because she's a composite character. So I'm trying to remember who is she combined with. So all right, so we got our okay, so our family ship. So we're jumping ahead to what book was this? Book 7? Yeah, so she's out here setting up a little pirate kingdom. Yeah, honestly, I would not be complaining after being told that I wasn't going to be killed, especially when you know that in the past that's what would have happened. So is it like Pa, Drummer, and honestly, I think tiny little bits of Ashford as well were rolled in to make show Drummer. Yeah, good old family ship. Mm, tying on. I wonder if she have his transmission or not. Ah. I love this opening. I'm looking for the Laconia teases. I know they're there somewhere. I wonder if they're going to make us wait till the end of the season. Oh, the creators wrote this one. James S.A. Corey themselves wrote this. So let's see, Baltimore. See if I actually recognize anything in like the future future Baltimore. People selling back suits and stuff. So yeah, selling stuff for people to go off world, beat the lottery. Uh, you you know what? If you grew up in projects, you recognize projects anywhere. These definitely look like project home houses or well apartments. Watch out, dude. And that guy in red was walking like he had a purpose, looking like he was walking towards him. Mm. Yep. Growing up in a place where you have to fight somebody literally every freaking day. I do not miss that shit. It was so surreal for me when I met people for the first time who had never ever been in a fight. It's like I didn't even think that was possible. You recognize them, don't you? Yeah, Lydia Maloof was it? I think. Hey, tea is great. I got tea right here. Mm. You don't have the right to take this shit out on anybody right now, Amos. Yeah, you can never really answer that question for somebody else. Hmm. Amos has learned a few things about dealing with people. Yeah. I mean, there's choices and there's choices. Facts. Mhm. Okay, now who are we checking in with? This, okay. Back at building the Navy. Fred, I, I know you got history with this dude, but this was a bad hire. Oh, I think I just realized who she is. Okay. Think we got her introduced a little earlier in the show, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, I like everybody's everybody's little like face shots. Uh, is she gonna get killed? I kind of like her, weirdly enough. Wow, that's a very unholden thing to say. There's nothing I can do. Come on, Holden. It's you. You know you can't. Yeah, exactly. You know you can't help yourself. Ah, shit. She paid the ultimate journalistic price. I see blood on the wall. That was smart. Also smart of her. She realized that something was probably going to happen to her, so she made sure to leave something behind so that he would be able to find it. Either that or she's dead under the bed. Okay, no. Oh no, she didn't leave that behind. Never mind. That just happened to fall out, I guess, while she was being beaten or something. People didn't do a thorough search. Should be able to access all the cameras on Tycho, though, to figure out where she is. Trying to visit Bobbie? Yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah. A big old, strong Polynesian woman. Let's see. Yeah, she has. She definitely has taken a bullet for you. Yeah. Gonna bring him in. Hey, they gave Alex a little bit more of his punch that he's supposed to have back. Yeah, they own the police. Yup. I loved this plot in the books. Give me some nice espionage action. Okay. So now we've got Alex roped in. So we're converging the show and the book. Mm. Still using kids to pass drugs and money around. I almost ended up as a runner when I was a kid. Fortunately, I was one of those weird kids who spoke with his mom, and she made damn sure I didn't go that route. Eh. Baltimore's gotten nicer in the future because that's not how that would have ended. Not even for Alex. Not nowadays. There would have been a shootout just now. A bunch of people running, a bunch of people shooting at each other. No, what? He was in the UN fleet that went through the ring, right? Yeah. Hang in there, Monica. I have a feeling you're literally hanging in there right now, but like, I mean, this may or may not be working on a kink for me at the moment, but I still don't want you to, to get hurt. Monica's great. She honestly is like one of my favorite like side characters. I hate it when people do that. Or as my mom would say, think long, think wrong. Oh, Clinton, what are you doing with this music right now? Hmm. That sounded like a mission statement. Wow. Garbage? Everyone knows you, buddy. That's how all legends are born, my friend. Being in the wrong place at the right time. Babbage. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, cute ginger wants to have coffee with you. That's a yes. Always say yes to the cute gingers when they ask you out for coffee. Uh oh. Damn it. It's the bamboozle. Wait a minute. The same kid, the same place. Oh, shit. Okay. Got tired of being bullied, huh? Even though I'm not 100% sure it's bullying that's happening. Oh, for for punching him earlier. Surprised he didn't ice that shiner on his own. Doesn't do a whole lot of good to ice it way later. Always keep a bag of this frozen peas in the freezer that's just for that. Oh, that was cool. I love how we're just slowly following the rocks. Oh, hello. No, stay on Luna. Oh, there is some truth to that as well. Damn it, show. Gotta love optics. I love how Nancy's image is slightly bigger than everyone else. Well, you gonna do something about him, Nancy? Short-sighted. Yeah. Yeah, it pretty much is. Holden just pushes buttons. That's kind of is how he goes through life. She's a smart cookie though. She's trying to she's not just being a damsel in distress. She's trying to actively assist in her own rescue. What is that, Monica? Oxygen levels good. Oh, it's a scrubber? Good job. Don't die. Don't die, okay? Need you around or to get the news out and to be a thorn in the Roci crew's side. Careful. You don't know what's out there. Sounded like a seal being broken. Are you losing air right now? Yep. This was airtight. Yeah. Needle in a haystack. I got to say, though, this is one of the first places I would have thought to look. With smart putting her in a container would make it harder to find her. You bring yourself. I'm surprised they're still letting cargo get moved around, though. Yeah, sure, nothing's allowed to leave, but oh crap, you're almost out. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, make what you've got last. Okay, good. I was just gonna ask if they brought an emergency airlock with them. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm such a nerd for this stuff. That's cool. We finally got to see how those really like deploy. Hang in there, Monica. Shit. Wrong one. Hmm. Yeah. Entering actual enemy territory now. It's a base. I don't think the person doing the pat down should ever actually have a weapon hanging off of them like that. I mean, sure, why wouldn't he? I go into pretty much every building, like sitting here trying to figure out how I can leave if I have to leave real fast. And I'm not anywhere close to an Amos level paranoid badass. Ah, this guy. Yeah, just agree to it. Nice, easy deal. I would not leave a gun within Amos's reach. Ah, is it even loaded? You know, wait to see if he drinks it first, because I sure as fuck would. Yeah, exactly. Always be certain. What was that at the bottom of that cup? He's gonna take one thing that belongs to you. Were you mad that he didn't come in here and try to kill you? You got a bunch of stuff in here that I would imagine be very difficult for you to use with your arm being like that. Come on, Monica. Hang in there. Damn it. Now the countdown begins. Got about 5 minutes. Come on, guys. Find her. I'm hoping that's them. Like what they're doing with the tick, tick, tick. Feels like they got here with enough time. Might have to resuscitate her, though. Chest compressions. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. We just give her a quick shot of adrenaline, I guess. Works too. Oh, okay, never mind. You're not dead, sweetie. I'm glad. Seriously, one of my favorite side characters. Don't want to see her go. I mean, he did all he could. Mm, mm. Oh man, that's some good fucking writing. The new lion kills the old lion's kittens. Tell you, this number 4 casts a long shadow. Yep, because there's something more important that you need to protect. Uh, So what is going on here? Did you use him to kill someone? Oh, maybe he wanted to hurt someone and didn't. Oh, I know that struggle. It only just now occurred to me that this might not be now. Amos might have been seeing himself in Lydia, his memories. Yep. The world is way too fucked up a place. Oh, dude, this is the it's a bad day, guys. It's amazing how quickly a lot of people like that will fold up if you show them any backbone. They're not used to it. Yep. All right. Another ship leaving to take somebody to a bright new future. And tying very nicely into a certain other storyline that we didn't actually get to see in the show that would have happened in the past, but it was like part of how something happened in the book a few books ago. Really, really affecting. Um, you've probably picked up there are certain elements of Amos's backstory that I understand on a sort of a personal level. Um, Not all of them, obviously. Fortunately, I was never forced into any kind of trafficking or use like that. Uh, but a lot of the other elements of his childhood I can relate to. Um, so yeah, seeing some of his stuff is just affecting. But yeah, I said after the first episode that we were getting pieces in place and everything. This episode continued that. Um, Definitely sitting up. I would say pretty much the last of the preliminaries. So I'm thinking probably the major inciting incident, so to speak, of this part of the story will probably happen the next episode. We got a few little hints here and there. We're seeing Avasarala and Bobbie and now Alex brought into it like he was in the books. Different elements of the investigation unfolding. Um, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. Um, and some of the things that they have added in for the show are being set up to be used for maximum emotional damage. Already saw that. We got a brilliant line in this episode that was foreshadowing for some of it. Yeah, geez. I see drummer in the thumbnail for next episode, so I should mention her too. We got her. Like I said, she's a composite character for the show, and so we got like one of the characters that she's composited from's little sort of like family ship situation being set up. I think they've added some elements to it, which are logical. Seems like she's kind of out. I thought at first she was out being a pirate, but I guess she's actually just out doing what Ashford had been doing and policing the belt. She's just doing it. Well, I mean, maybe a little harsher. I don't really know because we didn't really get to see a whole lot of exactly how Ashford did his policing efforts. We don't know how harsh he was. Maybe he was about as harsh as she's being. She's also being a lot kinder than I think she would have been in the past, and I assume that's partly Ashford's influence and also just the years that she spent in command of like Medina Station and everything. Uh, it'll be interesting to see what elements they pull from the books for her going forward too, because we're already a little further forward, I think, in her storyline than well in the composite in the different characters that they're pulling from storylines. So it's interesting. Like I said, with composite characters, it's always difficult to sort of figure out where they're going. Great writing though all around. Whenever I see that the actual book authors wrote an episode, I'm like, uh oh, what are we setting up? What are we about to do? I mean, I always think the hammer's coming down with them, or the showrunner writes an episode, the hammer's coming down in some way. But obviously, the star of this episode was definitely Amos. That's why it was called Churn. It was all about him, and they did such a good job. Wes Chatham plays the character so well, and he just I don't know, he just did a really good job. Baltimore in this, for the most part, looked like a futuristic version of Baltimore. I would say it's difficult to make a city like that look, at least when you're trying to kind of like create it to look as grimy lived in, if that makes sense, as it really looks in real life. I don't know how to describe it, but like inner cities have a certain kind of look that's really difficult to capture adequately on screen. I think they did a pretty good job, though. I imagine they filmed on location for some of it, which probably helped. But I don't know. For all I know, they could have filmed on a soundstage, and nowadays you can do so much. But yeah, this episode got me in a lot of ways. And now we got Amos going off to to do what he's going to be doing, which is one of the reasons why I think the big inciting incident's about to happen, because it puts him in the right place for that. Avasarala is basically in the right place for it. Um, you know, the stuff going on with I think the stuff that went on with Holden also was a little bit further down the line than we are technically, but it makes sense for where we are because it ties in nicely with the other plots. So yeah, I think we're definitely on track to hear the word Laconia in probably about 3 or 4 episodes. But I think the big insight against it's definitely happening next episode. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this episode, where you think things are going. If you've read the books, I I mean, definitely you're allowed to talk about them, but please use spoiler warning. Say which books you're spoiling, or if you're talking about future episodes, which episodes, like, spoiler past whatever episode, and then 5 or 6 lines of empty space so people don't just accidentally read something they aren't ready for. Let surprises be surprising, people. But yeah, I greatly enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching with me. As always, do your best to stay safe and be well. I'll talk to you about things in the comments and on Discord. All that stuff's in the description. And yeah, definitely a good, strong start to a new season. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Bye-bye. And that is going to wrap up the stream today. Let me just check and see if I missed anything in chat. I did not, because nobody is chatting. Why is everybody so quiet? But yeah, definitely fun. I am done with class for a little while. I don't know when my next class is going to be, so I have my Mondays and Wednesdays back. So I will be adding more of these live reactions. Main point of the live reactions first for stuff is just to keep me actually reacting to things. It's a lot easier for me to just give in to when I'm feeling really tired or, you know, have a headache or something if I watch the stuff completely on my own, because there's less of a feeling of, an actual sort of obligation. So this kind of helps keep me going. But yeah, on Patreon, tiers 2 and up can propose shows. I think, pretty sure it's tiers 2 and up. We double check. No, tier 2 can propose movie reactions. Tier 3 and up can propose series and movie reactions. But tiers 2 and up can vote, basically, on everything. And tier 1 can only vote on movies. That's what it is. I had to remember. I'm still kind of new to having tiers on Patreon, so I can never remember exactly what they all do. But yeah, so if you guys want to recommend series and movies and stuff, go ahead and join Patreon at the right tier, and you can go ahead and do that. I will be posting to Patreon my I forget the names of the websites, but websites that let you, why can't I remember things? My brain is getting Swiss cheesy as I get older. My Letterboxd, and for movies, so you can see which movies I've already watched, and my Serialized, which if you haven't checked them out, that's pretty cool. It's spelled Serialized, so Serialized, so without the e at the end. .com, which is like Letterboxd, but specifically for TV. So that is a good place to check for my for which shows I've watched. I'll be posting the links for both of those on Patreon, so you guys can see what I've already looked at, so that you can make recommendations for things that I haven't seen. And then once I get enough recommendations for stuff, I'll put out polls on Patreon for people to vote on at the appropriate tiers, so that we can choose what's going to be going on. Right now, I'm thinking Mondays will become movie reaction days. And I don't know about Wednesday yet. I don't know if that's going to be filled with a new series or if that's going to be another movie reaction day. I guess it all depends on how many recommendations I get for different types of things and what ends up looking like it makes the most sense. But anyway, guys, tomorrow is going to be the next couple of episodes, episodes 3 and 4 of the first season of Foundation. I definitely enjoyed the first 2 episodes. It's really interesting watching how they're adapting that. So I hope you'll drop by for that. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream before I start rambling off about all sorts of crazy stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. I will talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.